if you are told you can be anything, you can achieve anything, you can, and then you don't see someone who's like you. In the church sphere, but at the same time I'm on the board for Big Brother, Big Sister, where we're mentoring young people, and then I'm also on the board for Dwell Orphan Care, and then I coach soccer and I volunteer in the community. A ton of times a lot of that is also just to really inspire, to say, hey, listen, it's possible for you to actually make it.
I don't think any words are enough to explain how important representation is. I grew up in Selinsgrove, and there were not that many Black students in my school, and it really wasn't. So like, as a spiritual reader, I didn't see a Black person doing that in these parts. And it wasn't until I saw a Black woman really owning her power, in her true power, knowing that like this is a gift that she has, that I was able to see that within myself.
I've always tried to lead by example. I do take immense pride in that people feel that they can look up to me when I'm doing a good job, when they see me out there, that I'm approachable, that I'm a member of the community. I do have an enormous sense of pride in that. Representation has always been everything for people, because in order for them to relate to you, they have to see a piece of themselves in you, and you in them. So I would love for that to continue and to strengthen in our community, as I think everyone else would love to see that. We would love to see that representation for everyone. That also helps that communication that we can all have, so everybody wants to be on the same level, and this helps even out all those lands and grooves. This makes it so that everyone can relate to each other much more easily.
I try to live every day thinking that, someone younger than me is looking at me. I'm barely 24, but some of my greatest mentors and people I looked up to weren't much older than me and aren't much older than me. So I try to consider them in everything that I do and be someone that they can count on, whether it's coaching youth football or showing up to my football players' basketball games or whatever the case is. It's super important to have someone that kids and younger people, not even kids, your brothers can count on, or your sisters, and things like that. So.
What I see is that we create culture. The Black community, when I look at what's happening in music and in sports and all that, if it wasn't, this is my belief, and this is my personal belief, if it wasn't for the innovations and the contributions that African Americans have made, there would be no culture. I mean, all of the inventions, if you think about all the inventions that have occurred, and African Americans could not claim those ideas as their own, where would we be without the dustpan or the red light or the lawnmower and so many other inventions that we couldn't get credit for? So for me, Black culture is culture. Everyone takes from that.
So I asked everybody, if they were sitting here around the Rosa Parks or Martin Luther King's or the Muhammad Ali's, basically what they would say to them, and my answer would be just a simple thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for making it possible.
Thank you for being brave.
Thank you for being brave enough to stand up to the status quo.
Thank you for making it possible to thrive.
Thank you for not hiding. Thank you for standing in your truth. Thank you for just knowing your worth so that other people can see that and recognize that within themselves.
At UPMC, we're pioneering new ways to treat cancer, and we're working to prevent it. We're advancing new technology to look more closely at disease and helping you breathe easier. We perform the world's first heart-liver transplant, and we're experts at keeping your heart beating strong. We're a global team of more than 90,000, advancing care everywhere and delivering it closer to you. UPMC, life-changing medicine.